All right, hey guys, Ham Solo here. Kilo Zero Foxtrot Yankee Romeo. This is the third city that I've now flown into. This is Chicago, Illinois. Moved north of the airport, maybe 15 miles. I'm still in Cook County near Glenview. And so stopped by this local community park. Got the old Ham Solo here. And I'm going to try to program in some of these repeaters in Cook County and see what happens with this TidRadio Bluetooth Programmer. Got the thing out. I have just reset the Baofeng, so set the Baofeng back to 0. I have the programmer plugged into the radio. I just turned it on, and I have the blue light. Going to open up the app for it, and that is the Oddmaster app. So I'll see if I can record the screen for you. Alright, got the Oddmaster app. Just opened it up. I'm going to log in. I'm going to hit Program Radio, connect Bluetooth. I have the programmer plugged in. Select model, Baofeng, UV82, read. It's now reading from the radio, and I've got the flashy blue light going on. It has completed, and it's red, and there is nothing in here. So I'm going to hit the repeater book. Alright, the first one that pops up when I hit the repeater book is Arlington Heights Race Course 441.325. That's not a useful frequency for me. The next one is 444.325. 441, 444. Alright, here's one, 146.985. So I'm going to put that in channel 1. Confirm. There is a 442. And I've noticed lately that when it's doing it seems like it's showing the offset frequency. So it should be saying 447.800, and it's showing the 5 megahertz offset. And so I'm not sure if that's a mistake or what's happening. So I'll delay putting that one in there. Just trying to find another FM one. These are all UHF. Here's one. This says it's 11 miles away. So I'll put that in channel 2. Here's another one 11 miles away. I'll put that in channel 3. And so right now it showed, I'd say 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 channels. And I could only import 3. So I'm going to put import. And I'm going to write to radio. It's now writing. And I have the blinky blue light. And so this should be channel 1, 2, and 3. Should be writing to the radio. It's now finished. And I'm going to hit save real quick. This will be Chicago repeaters. Confirm. And it saved that. So if I turn the radio off, or let me turn the Bluetooth programmer off, unplug, turn the radio off, turn it back on,
frequency mode,
and it put it back in frequency mode. So I'm going to have to go back in and change it to channel mode. So give me a second. Alright, I need to connect Bluetooth, TidRadio Programmer, UV82, read. So what I've noticed is Again, if the programmer has default setting for frequency, it won't stay in channel mode when I rewrite it. So let me go back to program and setting, function, and I need to find work mode, channel, right. So this should put it back in channel mode. Alright, I'm writing another channel to the radio. This one should be in the same city that the other one is, Schaumburg or whatever the name of it is. And let's see, number 5, there it is. So let's see if we can key that one. Nope. So I need to keep trying. So, been having a hard time with going into a new city and doing the repeaters off the repeater list here. Only one of the 3 that I wrote worked. And right now, I'm going to try to manually program in a channel. And so, let's see, yes. And so I'm just going to type in the frequency and I'm going to set it. I'm going to put this at channel 4. And I'm going to type in 147.150. I am going to offset that by 600, so it should be 750. And the tone set, if I can get to it, is 107.2, and that's transmit and receive. High, good, and I am going to write. So I'm manually programming in a channel that should be in Chicago, and let's see if we can get this to work. I think it's awesome having a Bluetooth programmer because it's just writing immediately to the radio and setting it in there. There it goes, and so it's now in the 4 slot. And I am not getting a return, so it's got to be too far away. So back to the drawing board. Let's see. Oh, that was weird. I just got a return from it. Kilo 0 Foxtrot Yankee Romeo radio check K0 FYR. Alright, I changed the search parameters. Maybe this will help. So I'm telling it to look for only 2 meter repeaters. Let's see. Reset. Confirm, okay. Alright, so I'm going to tell it in the settings, look for repeaters within 25 miles. I want to sort by frequency, and I'm going to hit confirm. So now it's giving me several VHF repeaters. Let's see. Distances vary. Let me try to put in the closest ones first. So 17, 12, 19, 11, 5. Here's one at 5 miles. So I'll put that in channel 0. Confirm. The next winner was 2 of them at 11 miles. And I will put that one in 1. Confirm. Put the other one at 11 miles in number 3. Or, sorry, number 2. Alright. Then we had one at 14. I'm going to put that in 3. We had one at... Another one at 14 somewhere. Where was that at? 12. Let's do 12. Put that in 4. 11. Put that in 5. Oh shit. It reset them all. Okay, let me try this again. Alright, actually I'm just going to put them in one right after the other. That'll be easier. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 'Import', right. Alright, so I was able to put in 15 channels, and I'm writing it to the radio right now. Okay. I'll save that. Again, call it Chicago. Repeaters. Confirm. Alright, so after putting the 15 channels in there, and that was off of the Oddmaster app, the only two that seem to be working is 146.760. This is Chicago, Lincoln Park, Cook County, WA9, Oscar Romeo Charlie. And the other one that worked was the Schaumburg one that I already tried. So let's key them up and see what happens. Kilo 0 Foxtrot Yankee Romeo with a radio check. Anybody out there? K0 FYR. Kilo 0 Foxtrot Yankee Romeo for a radio check. K0 FYR. Alright, Kilo 0 Foxtrot Yankee Romeo radio check. Anybody out there? K0 FYR. Well, the only two I have active in the radio, and nobody's on there. So, alright, come into Denver, and I was going to check on the radio programming for the TidRadio Bluetooth Programmer. One of the subscribers had described that he had gotten one and was trying it out here in Denver, and it pulled in like different frequencies with different names on it and stuff like that. And so this may be related to the same type of problem. And so I'm going to try the best I can. It's raining outside. It's been raining for the last 2 days. There was snow at my house, about 4 inches or so when I left this morning, and it was still snowing. But down here at the in Denver, only the mile-high city, it's just rain. And so let me get the radio and everything set up and see if I can pull in some of these local programming for at least Aurora, Denver area. All right, so I'm doing this in the car again because it's raining. I have reinitialized the radio all the way back to scratch, so reset everything in the radio. I have the TidRadio Bluetooth Programmer hooked in. Got the handy hand solo sitting there on the dash with my hotspot. I've opened the Oddmaster app on my iPad, and I am going to go ahead and initialize and hook up to it. Let me record the screen from my iPad so I don't have to stare at it. And so, again, got the radio is set to 0. Hitting the program button on the iPad. Hit TidRadio Kit. Found it. Select model, Baofeng, UV82. Read from radio. And it's not reading. So give me a second. Let me make sure. I don't need to be hooked up to my stupid internet. It should just be Bluetooth. Okay, it's reading. So it's reading now. It's almost done reading. It's blinking, flashy lights. And it is pulled in. And so now I am going to hit the repeater button. It's loading. I got Aurora, Adams, Aurora, Arapahoe, Aurora. Those are all UHF. UHF. Not familiar with that VHF one. UHF. A lot of UHF. And so it's doing it based off a location. And so right now the closest or the furthest one it picked up was 15 miles. And that was VHF like all of these are. And so right now it's only pulling in VHF stuff. Let's see if we can filter that and change it. So I'm going to go filter, distance. Let's filter. Yeah, 100 miles is fine. Sort by frequency. Confirm. There we go. All right, so there is Colorado Springs, Cheyenne Mountain, 67 miles. Let's go to the closest one. All right, Boulder Table, 28 miles. Oh, it's not in any particular order. Okay. All right, so we're not going to hit the Colorado Springs one, I can tell you that. Squaw Mountain W0CRA 145. We're definitely going to hit that one, so I'm going to put that in channel 1. Confirm. Okay, here is the Colorado connection. So we'll put that in channel 2. And I know it mainly just by the frequency. So we're not going to hit Leadville from here or Cripple Creek or whatever.
This is the Colorado connection.
Sorry, that's my mobile in the car. Not going to hit the mark system. All right, so far, I've only been able to pull in the one CRA and the one Colcon, which is exactly what I have running in here. I have the Squaw Mountain Colorado Repeater Association frequency in, and I also have the Colcon Denver frequency in. And so I'm going to pull those two in the radio. I'm going to put import and then write, and it is writing those currently to the radio. All right, sorry about that. So I got a work phone call. So what I've programmed in here is the CRA repeater on Squaw Mountain 145.145 and the Colcon repeater in Denver 145.310. And I'm going to try them with this handheld. I may or may not reach, but that's what I'm going to try. All right, here we go. First, it's going to be the CRA repeater on Squaw Mountain. Kilo 0, Foxtrot, Yankee Romeo, radio check. So I keyed it up.
K0ZOY, coming in loud and clear.
All right, ZOY, thank you very much, 73. All right, so that worked on CRA on Squaw Mountain, and I'm in Aurora. So this is a handheld. That's pretty good. Let's try the Colcon. Kilo 0, Foxtrot, Yankee Romeo with a radio check on the Colcon. K0FYR. I'm sorry, can I get a signal report? K0FYR. All right, TLF. All right, TLF, thank you very much. K0FYR clear. All right, so programmed in both Colcon.
Welcome. 73 KE0. TLS clear.
All right, so programmed in both the Colcon repeater and the CRA repeater. One's on Squaw, and I don't remember where the Colcon one is off the top of my head. Pulled them into the radio using the TidRadio program, and now I don't know as far as the name on it. Actually, I'd have to go back in and figure out how to pull the name up to see if it pulled it in right. What I can tell you is if I go to the repeater list and I look at that in the repeater list, it's probably not going to be listed correctly, and that's going to be due to the fact that the way that they normally pull those things into repeaters is going to be based off of who owns it. And so, for example, let me turn the camera around. For example, this one here that I pulled in off of Squaw, it is going to be listed in my radio as W0CRA. Now, I could call it Denver CRA or whatever, but it's listed in the FCC as W0CRA. Same can be said if I can find the Colcon one. So the Colcon one is entered by the way it's entered in the FCC, KB0VJJ. And so it'd be up to you to go back in and try to, oh, it's on Thornton Mountain in Boulder. So that'd be it'd be up to you to try to go in there and change it and to have it put Colcon Denver or wherever you want to call it. And so it looks again like I was able to Bluetooth program with no problem. I mean, I read from the radio, it pulled frequencies in. I did have to filter the list, to get away from the ones that were showing as super close, UHF ones or whatever. And I specifically wanted to pull in Squaw Mountain and the Thornton Mountain Colcon because I know that I can hit those from here, even though they're, upwards of 20, 30 miles away. They are decently strong repeaters in the Denver area, and I knew I was going to hit them. I was able to find them on the list. I just had to filter the list a little bit in order to look for frequencies first instead of distance and location and whatever. And so I think that it is working appropriately depending on what list it draws its data from. That's probably going to be the caveat. What I would probably like to see done would be that you have tick marks or check marks. So if I pick UV82 Baofeng, I should be able to go, this is an analog radio only, and I do not want D-Star, uncheck that, do not want All-Star nodes, Echo Link, whatever, uncheck the ones I don't want, and then say, I want to look for FM, check mark, and then pull in FM frequencies first instead of having to sort through any distance repeater within 50 miles of you. And so there's a couple little things I'd like changed, but right now it's programming into the radio. It did pull it from the list. It entered it with all the codes and everything. I didn't have to do anything. Again, if I wanted to go back in there and change the titles and call it something else, I can do that. It's just not going to pull it in with whatever you think it ought to be called, Colcon Denver. It's not going to be pulled in that way. And so it's going to be pulled in as whatever it's listed in the FCC. And so that would be up to you to edit your list once you pull the thing in. But right now in Denver, it seems to be working fine for the two that I wanted to pull in and try. And so I'll try to wrap this up. Hopefully this is the last time I have to go through doing any of this repeater stuff with it, and I can focus more on what happens if I try to import a code plug and things like that. And so hold on just a minute and let's get to the wrap up. All right. Well, I thought that was the wrap up. I must have lost that video. Anyway, so I guess my take overall on the TidRadio Bluetooth Programmer is that it does work. It does pull in repeaters. It does program Bluetooth. You don't need a wire. A couple little issues where you need to filter the list and sort through the channels that you want to see. But other than that, it is programming in. and it does seem to work. Now, I've already had other of you all telling me that it's not working with your model, even of a TID radio. That I wouldn't be able to check. I don't have other radios to use on. I only have that Baofeng. And so far on the Baofeng, it is programming and working fine for a Bluetooth programmer. So until next time, this is Ham Solo, K0FYR 73.